of Bows versus Falani, which is Fox versus Jigglypuff. So they're each just still going to wait. And it seems that we do not have to wait anymore. We're going to go into game 1 of Frenzy versus Timi.
Yeah, let's go. We're actually getting started here. Now that's exciting. Both of them kind of just like loosely lasering into nothing. So playing a bit more defensively, kind of like feeling out the beginning of this match before we get into any big combos. You know, you want to make sure you have a bit of an understanding of what your opponent's trying to do.
And the thing, we started the stream actually with a Falco Ditto, and this already seems to be so much more relaxed and patient than that match, because that match was just constantly comboing each other, trying to find an opening. Not a lot of lasers except for when we went to Pokemon Stadium. For now, this is just such a lower pace than before, and it's still kind of equal, but the pace is just a lot lower, and that means there's also less risk of getting blown up to smithereens out of nowhere, except for when that happens. And then Frenzy takes the lead.
Yeah, Frenzy actually doing quite a good job right there, just pressuring Timi. Gets another little combo started here. Wow, that beautiful extension with the down tilt. And now Timi is at the ledge again. Up smash, let's go!
Up smash anti-air? Okay, interesting. I like it.
Oh, that's gonna do it anyway, though.
Oh, sad though. I like the up smash though. It was a good one.
That was some wild stuff. And I mean... It did work for that moment, right? Like, Timi did manage to get Frenzy off of himself.
It worked out. It worked out I don't want to say worked out in the end because he still lost his stock, but it worked out good enough on that point. And still, it seems that Frenzy is not letting go of this lead. He wants to extend it further, and that forward smash is going to make sure that Timi is in a lot of pressure at this point. Is it going to be another 4 stock? No, it is not. That short recovery is not going to make it back to the stage. Frenzy still on 3 stocks, which is such a big mountain to climb for Timi.
Yeah, this is definitely I've been in a lot of like Falco Dittos that felt like this. It's just both players very, very patiently waiting for an opening. And you said earlier that's relaxed. These are the most stressful ones. The relaxing ones are running at each other, right? But like here, every opening matters so much because they're so difficult to get.
I said it looked relaxed. I for sure know that it isn't, because if there's less going on, you have more time to think about what you're doing. So that increases the stress. But it seems like Timi is not having that much trouble with that. Is going to make a bit of struggling a bit to give up this game. Shine Backer is going to take that stock, but coming back to the stage. Frenzy still 2 stocks up. Timi tries to take this patiently. Now it's going to be Frenzy's turn to get in. Misses every laser he shoots at him, but that backer is going to be it. And Frenzy's still taking game number 1.
Yeah, it is maybe important to remember that like those lasers, they're not necessarily just shot because you're trying to connect with them, but also because you're trying to maybe create a bit of a zone where Timi can't go, forcing him to recover high, and then you can just close it out with a back air.
It's more aerial denial than actually trying to hit him. It seems fair. It's also, especially when you're off stage, it limits the places where you can recover, because if he covers high with the laser, you have to go low for that recovery, and that can bring his own set of problems with it. But still, good stuff to Frenzy. Game number 1 in his pocket.
That honestly, that game felt like a warm-up game from both players, except Frenzy warmed up a little quicker. So he got the 3 stocks really quickly because he was like, I'm ready to go. While Timi is still, like in the let me figure stuff out stage. And then finally it did end up getting there. It was just a bit too late. I wouldn't necessarily write Timi off yet though. Like Timi is there we go. Look at that, wonderful, just neutral air conversion. Not able to get a big combo out of it, but nonetheless just shows that the capabilities there.
And now Frenzy to try to get his answer in. He's going to take the lead by a small bit. And again, we're starting kind of the same way we started before, with the lasers trying to force an opening in for one player or the other. But still little less lasers, and that side B is unfortunate, but that is going to be the first stock for Frenzy there. Big of a good start for Timi, but it's the question for how long that's going to last, seeing how hard Frenzy is just trying to take back that stock.
Yeah, Timi kind of going a bit too low with those lasers right there. Maybe thinking that he still had a jump, or missing
perhaps.
Right there.
Or, something like that. But it wasn't intentional. That's one thing for certain. But that is beautiful up tilt into forward smash. Another forward smash.
I love doing that. That is so nice. You just pick him up with the up tilt, and you can immediately get so much damage in. And honestly, one of the great things about it is at that point, people usually tend to expect, like a running shine or something like that, right? So they DI out. It's not if you DI out and you get hit by a forward smash, well, you fly pretty damn far.
You're a goner. Oh, Frenzy just barely missing that forward smash though. Trying to make it a goner. Is he going to take that stock? Yes, he is. Just barely getting in time, getting on the ledge in time to get that edge guard in or the ledge grab in.
Shadow Shield back here is one of those like amazing options that Falco has. And honestly, if you're like a bit of a newer player, still getting started with melee, maybe you play the board, right? Learn that. Make that one of your priorities. Because honestly speaking, a lot of Falcos actually tend to struggle to get the kills once their opponent is at like a higher percentage, because you just can't combo as easily anymore. But Shine Out of Shield back here, I think it works all the way up to like 999%. I think it's actually just always possible. As long as you're fast enough.
Okay, but that backer not leading out of a shine, but it is going to lead into a downer. And now Timi, despite looking pretty strong at the beginning of the game, is going to be on his last stock. Frenzy still having 2 left, but 105% is a damage percentage. And look at these lasers. He is trying to force him to do something dumb. But no, that is actually something dumb happening from Frenzy's side. Slides off the stage and then air dodges into the wall there on Battlefield. Still, it is not an entirely wasted stock because he still gets that stock from Timi. And game 2 also goes to Frenzy. It was a bit of a more chaotic game though, this one.
Yeah, also a bit closer. But to be honest, I mean no disrespect, but like it doesn't really feel like they're both playing at their peak right now. All right, there's definitely a bit of slop on both sides. So
yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
We'll see though. We'll see though where we're headed. I'm hoping honestly that Timi changes the stage. I think just sticking to Battlefield, it's kind of like interesting. It's something that Hungrybox said a while ago, where he said like, look, I pretty much always pick a new stage after I lose, just because it gives me like a new perspective on the match, right? While playing on the same stage, it just kind of feels like reliving the stage that I just lost on. And I think that's a really good way of thinking about it.
I get you. But now we're not going to go back to Battlefield. Pokemon Stadium seems to be the way to go. A bit more space, a bit more room for lasers to shoot each other in the face and try to get some combos going. These combos, they are going to take a bit longer before they end off the stage, but that upper is going to lead into a down air. Beautiful conversion there for Frenzy to take the first stock. And still, we may have changed stages, but still Frenzy looking like in control, or looking like he is in control of the match for now.
Yeah, beautiful. Gets a quick little shine right there. The crouch cancel from Timi though, turning it around. Oh, forward smash to try and close it out, but just wasn't quite in range, and now getting pushed off the stage himself. Frenzy takes it.
This is not looking good for game number 3. This is potentially the last game for Timi in the winner side of the bracket, and he is not starting this game pretty well, but takes that recovery. That is Frenzy losing his first stock. Good laser off stage by Timi. Still big mountain to climb. Shields a little bit too long on the platform and gets caught by the grab there. But now, both players not dodging.
Flashing shines right there.
The chaotic energy is still flowing very, very high in this match.
Back there.
There we go. Beautiful there. Cleaning that stock up. And now Timi on his last legs, trying to catch Frenzy out. Frenzy's been actually playing really well this stock. Really clean conversions upper. Okay, never mind. He is being sloppily with that stock. He is out of there. Why did I even say that? Frenzy, what are you doing with my commentary?
Yeah, I do have to say that while these are of course fantastic players, it doesn't necessarily feel like we're watching them at their peak.
No.
So you know what? Sometimes the tournament is just a bit rough on you. Timi, however, getting a good string right there, and then the shine back here again. I really like how much Frenzy is using that and closes it out with a quick little spike.
That suddenly that was over. I really like that platform conversion from Timi though. Really big damage coming in for him, but sadly it's not enough to completely clean up what Messi has made before, and he is gonna go to the losers bracket.